Hi there. I am so excited that you are interested in some coaching with me. My name is Clara, and I'm just going to walk you through a little bit of what I'm going to do or what I offer for your animals and for yourself. Let's first start with what a good bond is. If I'm offering bond coaching, what is that? A good bond is respectful, it's compassionate, it's consensual, meaning that our animal gets to choose and participate in many ways, and it makes both of us better. And I get a lot of my insights and wisdom from nature. So the most important takeaways from this experience for me and for I hope you is that we're mammals. And because we're mammals, that's why we have such strong bonds with our pets. Mammals' nervous systems co-regulate. They can either create safety or feelings of unsafety. And we do belong to the natural world. We are from it, and we will return to it, in my opinion. Either maybe not spiritually, you don't have to believe that, but physically we do return back to the earth, and within us as living beings we have access to what we can call nature's healing intelligence. A lot of people in the psychedelic community call it nature's healing intelligence. I also like to call it that as well. So let's talk about what kind of animals that I work with. Let's start with cats. Cats can have issues with litter box training or reasons why they're not using the litter box, or maybe using urinating or eliminating in places they're not supposed to. This can happen for many reasons. It's really important that you get them checked out by a vet, and I will recommend that before we get started on behavioral reasons. If you have multiple cats in the household, sometimes that goes smoothly, sometimes it's the opposite. They can have very different personalities, and some can be very domineering, while others are more shy. And so how do we get along with multiple cats in the household and help set the hierarchy ourselves and lead as household leaders and as the cat pack, the pride leader? How do we help them know who's boss in a kind and compassionate way that is species specific and helpful for their understanding? A lot of cats get fearful or avoidant, especially of certain stimuli. They become conditioned emotionally to things that make them afraid. And a lot of the work that we do here is related to unconditioning or reconditioning them to things that used to scare them to actually making them more pleasurable. And a lot of cats like food as a way to recondition them, but there are other ways to recondition them as well. Sometimes cats will destroy things. I mean, that's who hasn't seen a YouTube video of a cat destroying something like a fish tank. A lot of that has to do with their environment, and we can talk about kind of optimizing your environment for the cat so they are less destructive of your things and more destructive, or should I say, engaging in their natural stretching and flexing of their muscles when they do the scratching. That's a natural response that they have and a thing that they use to stretch their tendons out and their claws, and so it's a very normal behavior. So how do we redirect them to that? Cats can also get very stressed just in general. A lot of their stress tends to come out in either their behavior or in physical issues. Physical issues can also cause stress. So again, veterinary assistance is necessary here if we think our cat is suffering from something. They're very good at masking their pain. But once you've made sure that there isn't really a lot of evidence for a physical issue, then we can start to help decondition them or recondition them to feeling more calm around you or around whatever is causing their stress. And then I just like to help you with general enrichment. I don't think we give our cats enough time because they are kind of on their own, but a little bit goes so long with them. And it just a few minutes a day can make all the difference in their life. So if your cat's just kind of bored or seems like they're off, maybe they just need a little more enrichment from you. And there's so many fun ways to do that actually make you feel good too. Also work with dogs. Some major complaints I hear about are anxiety or restlessness. I have a dog. She's 2 years old. She does not lay down for most of the day. She's running and looking and chasing and examining, and she just doesn't slow down. I do think it's caused by some anxiety, and it's also her age, but it's helpful to know kind of what kind of temperament your dog has, if it's normal for them to feel anxious around certain people, animals, or not. Sometimes their anxieties and fears, again, are conditioned after a bad experience or a painful experience. And so after that, they just they want nothing to do with anything that can resemble that stimulus. So again, our job is to slowly desensitize them to what is causing the anxiety and help make it a positive experience so they're more calm and you're more calm. And you get to lead the way on that because you're their pack owner, the pack leader, you're their owner, and you are kind of their role model. And it really is true in wolf packs. For example, the alpha wolf eats first. And so if you are letting your dog eat food scraps, for example, off the table, and I'm certainly guilty of that sometimes, then you may be teaching your dog to be more protective over food, etc. So there's a hierarchy, and we need to kind of learn how the species understands the world so we can communicate best with them. I also get a lot of my dog is peeing in the home or in inappropriate areas. A lot of this has to do with consistency in our training and in our responses. Obviously, I hope we understand that throwing things, like there's a throwing technique that I've heard about that has been passed down in certain families to try to stop that. Not hitting the dog, but throwing things to make them stop, or yelling at them actually has a bad and adverse response. They don't learn anything positive from that. They just learn to be fearful. So how do we help them not be afraid and do the right thing and get rewarded for that? Dogs can also be pretty destructive. My dog is a trash diver or a dumpster diver. She will go through the trash any opportunity she gets. And so a lot of that is prevention, but then also kind of helping get their focus on something else so that they are not going through or destroying things that are valuable to us. And they're learning the difference of what value is, because they have no idea what's valuable to us. They're not trying to destroy things that we like. So it's about us teaching them what is valuable to us and what they're allowed to destroy or play with. And then, of course, general enrichment. Dogs need a lot of our attention, and it's often the issue is the underlying issue for most dogs is that they're not getting enough attention or not getting enough consistency, or our responses are hindering their learning instead of helping them learn. And so when we do enrichment activities with them, that just gives us a chance to bond with them more. It helps us understand their language and their body language and what they're trying to ask us for, and helps us meet their needs, which makes us feel good. And finally, I do work with horses as well. It'll be a bit different. These are all virtual sessions, so you'll need to find a way to set up a camera. It's not as hard as I'm making it sound, but you'll need to find a way for me to observe you and your horse. Maybe have someone with you holding a camera and kind of be your partner during that if you want me to assess your horse's behavior and how they're responding to things. Some things I work on include separation anxiety, especially related to the herd. A lot of horses get herd bonded or overly attached, what we call overly attached. There are always reasons behind that. It usually has to do with their environment not being optimal. But I can help you help them learn how to feel more relaxed when they're away from their herd mates. I can also help you learn to interpret their body language, every little thing, every little blink, every little chew, every little lick, just so you know where their head's at and where they are. I do this also with cats and dogs, so you'll know a lot about their body language after we work together. I can help you with general safety and handling of herds, as well as just your own horse, and why herd dynamics are so important to understand. Again, I kind of talked about the cat leadership and dog leadership. There's definitely horse leadership as well. It is built into their social dynamics, and so learning how to be a part of that social hierarchy without disrupting it or making sure that you're the leader and keeping things safe is really important. And I can just also help with basic training if you want to train your horse how to kick a ball, for example, or learn how to desensitize to a saddle. I'm familiar with many horse training techniques and can help walk you through that. And then again, so many of our animals' issues go back to their environment not being optimal. If you think about a flower, it will grow in the crack in the concrete, but it won't feel very good. It probably would prefer to live in a different environment, and the same is true with animals. They will do their very best to adapt to environments, but when we see them act out, it's a lot like children. They're usually acting out because they are not happy and they have a need that has not been met. So by helping you understand what the need is, we can optimize their environment, whether that's for dogs, cats, or horses. Every species has something different that they need. And then just generally, again, improving your bond with your horse. A lot of people like to ride horses, but maybe they don't get enough time to spend one-on-one with their horse just while they're grazing outside. And you'd be amazed at the things that horses will do with you willingly and because they love you when you spend a little extra time with them. And there's a video of me just finishing up a mounted session, and I'm going to feed her a sugar cube. I do not observe mounted sessions, but I can definitely help you with any mounted techniques if you're struggling as well. I have a long history of riding instruction and competing, and getting reserve champion back in my competition days. So if you want to learn more about me and my work, you can follow me on my website, which is companionanimalcollective.com, which you're probably watching this on now. You can read my blog. I try to post a lot of really important things on my blog, especially related to services. You can also follow me on Facebook. That's where a lot of updates around the services will be. And then Instagram, I usually have a lot of good info there as well, including my link tree, which is connected to both my Instagram and my Facebook. So please do visit Companion Animal Collective. It's just one word on Facebook and on Instagram. You should find me there, facebook.com/Companion Animal Collective, or on Instagram, it's just @Companion Animal Collective, all one word. I hope to see you there and meet with you soon, and I look forward to working with you and your pet to help you guys find greater peace and enjoy each other's company.